So
Did they?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
Yeah.
I just knew that there was a strangle.
Have you ever been in a situation where you definitely fear for your life in that moment?
Yes, yes. When I tell you I turned cold.
I do think we are forced to tolerate. His bandage was on okay.
Okay.
It wasn't bleeding out or whatnot, but as soon as he got on the stretcher, I only hear him coughing. There was blood coming from his mouth. And I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? Oh my God. And blood burning when I don't want that.
We have nurses, we have techs, we have secretaries, doctors, NPs, blah, blah, blah. What do you feel like nurses tolerate that other professions don't?
Being disrespected, being beat up, being disrespected.
Did you say disrespected?
And I'm going to keep saying disrespected because,
Yeah.
listen.
Yeah. And it comes from patients, doctors, it comes from
all
all
around.
Of them. Yeah.
Talk your shift, voice it loud, break the hush in the crowd. Say what they don't say, truth in the shade, stand proud. Real talk, no disguise, streets whisper, no lies. Real shift, real fight, another light, no disguise. Talk your shit, speak your mind.
How you doing?
Hey, Will.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
What day is today?
Today is Tuesday. Wonderful Tuesday.
Feels like a Saturday. Maybe because it's my Saturday.
Probably.
Yeah,
It don't
'cause
feel like a Saturday to me.
I did work this entire weekend coming in, so I was
Okay.
off yesterday and today. I get my days mixed
I
up.
know. I
don't
know
pay
the feeling.
I don't pay no attention no more.
I know the
I
feeling.
just be going through life.
They run together too. They really do.
Yeah,
Did you have good shifts?
I did.
Okay.
I did have some good shifts this week.
All right
Yep.
then.
Slow, maybe because of the holiday. I did work July 4th, and it was slow. Everybody was probably out doing fireworks and
Yeah.
grilling, and it was also a nice day in the area where I work, so
Yeah.
I didn't mind.
I had to work the 4th too. We had the same kind of vibe. It was a little low key, you know. We did have a lot of people coming in with like lacerations from prepping food, but I'm sure at the nighttime they probably had some fireworks
Yeah,
injuries.
I did have one come in because they got burned by the grill. You know, so
Yeah, a lot of that. But it was good, good flow.
Good.
Yep.
Anything interesting?
I mean, we got some viral things to talk about.
Yes.
And I think that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. There's this one viral video I saw where I think APRN was reported on this. She really do give us a lot of updates and nurse
does.
news and all that. This viral one was where she was talking about a nurse being strangled on a I guess on the purple zone, which is kind of like a psych unit. And you know, like she played the little, what do you call that, recording?
The dispatch call or
dispatch
something?
call,
Yeah.
where you could hear the security on there, like he had no urgency.
sense of urgency
No
at
sense
all.
of urgency, you know. And sometimes being inside, being on the outside looking in, you can see where that's bad. I mean, it's bad, you know. But as a person who also work on those kind of unit occasionally, sometimes I don't know if this was one of the case, and I'm not taking up for him at all,
know.
whoever this security person was, but it's like crying wolf, you know what I mean? Sometimes they get so many calls to go to those units or whatnot.
Yes.
It's like maybe they thought, oh, this is just not a
Yep.
serious situation. Unfortunately, this was one of the time where they needed to act with urgency.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. Oh, man.
Yeah.
You got a clip for us to look at?
Breaking news just in. This morning, a nurse was strangled in the Purple Pod at Hartford Hospital. The Purple Pod is where they send psychiatric emergencies. I have the dispatch call for that emergency. Now, Hartford has their own public safety, and strangled means within a few minutes you can be gone. Now, I don't know if the situation was under control. It doesn't say. It says the lieutenant wants you to get over there ASAP, and the officer's kind of like, yeah, you know, I'm going to see CMC, then I'll be over there. We have to look out for each other, nurses, because hospitals have not caught up to the fact that this patient population is more dangerous than they have ever been. Strangled can mean gone.
But either way, like you said, they probably respond to so many false alarms back there, because it depends on what kind of nurse you're dealing with. Some of them feel unsafe all the time. Not a lot of people are confident with those kind of patients. So it could, a lot of factors could have been played into that.
True.
I mean, I've had, not in the hospital, I've been fortunate enough to be able to maintain those patients and have a good rapport with them. But I've had some uncontrolled situations on the ambulance where you don't have the luxury.
Gotcha.
Sometimes police is on scene and sometimes they're not, and you're kind of just organically dealing with psych patients to your best.
Have you ever been in a situation where you definitely fear for your life in that moment?
Yes. When I tell you I turned cold, it was a very innocent call. We were in my shift on the truck started at 4 a.m., so it was still dark. We get a call in the middle of a very nice neighborhood. This man is unclothed, running through the neighborhood. A couple of people called the police. So police is on scene, and he was very cooperative on scene. We didn't have a need to have a police escort with us or anything like that. So I said, I like psych patients. I have a male partner. He's driving. And I said, I'll take this call, no problem. So we strap him in. I cover him up because he only had on some shorts.
Yeah.
No shoes, no shirt, nothing. And in the back of the ambulance, when it's dark outside, those windows act like a mirror.
Yeah.
You can't see outside. You only see your reflection,
Yes.
right? So and that was a good thing, because I'm sitting in the captain's chair behind him, kind of typing my chart, and I'm sitting sideways to face that door that leads this way. Okay, me on the truck, I always put an oxygen tank close by, because you never know.
Yeah.
Well, this particular patient is on the stretcher, nice and secured, strapped in. As we start rolling, he undoes those buckles.
Ooh.
And he sits up and he turns
PTSD.
around and he looked at me with it was like he had no aliveness. The look in his eyes shook my soul. And we are riding on the interstate. Like, there's no way to really pull over. So I was like, you good? And I kind of calmed him down. But inside, I am freaking out, because I'm like, if I spaz out or if I show him any kind of fear, that may be what he wants to drive and maybe trigger him to do whatever. But I'm like, I kept cool. But in my mind, I'm like, my partner can't pull this truck over fast enough to save me. If this man he already got out them straps. If he wanted to jump on me back there, I would have had nothing to go with. That was probably one of the scariest moments.
Wow.
I was, you run cold. I ran cold.
You just don't know what to do,
I
and
didn't.
like your whole body just freeze up. I told you about that. I think we talked about it on one episode about my scenario being backed up in a corner by that
And not being able to reach the
mentally
access.
healed patient, and then I had a similar situation like you. He didn't attack me, or he didn't freak out, like act like he was gonna harm me or anything. But I remember me transporting him as well, like he was transferred from ER to a behavioral facility. And I'm sitting back there just typing up my little note on my little laptop or tablet at the time, and the only thing I hear was the gurney buckle being pulled, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
And then I hear another one pull.
Yeah.
And I said, you okay?
Yeah.
What's going on? And I kind of like, are they too tight?
Yeah.
I understand. I don't know why you put, I'm just going to have conversation with you, because now I'm scared.
Yeah.
Are they too tight? It's okay. You can loosen them up, whatnot. Because he was a pretty young guy. So he keep pulling them up and he keep loosening them up. So I beat on the window. And then he only got up from the gurney and sat on the bench of the ambulance. And I said, oh, you want to sit there? And he's like, oh, he's just shake his head. I'm like, if you're going to sit there, just put your seatbelt on. He was very cooperative. He just put it on. So he just wanted to get up off the stretcher.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
But he didn't ask. He didn't do anything.
I know.
He was just pulling the buckles and whatnot, and that get me a little bit jumpy.
Oh yeah.
So
because you're back there.
I do understand.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't think these facilities or hospital. I don't want to say hospitals, but I don't feel like people understand how much of a dangerous situation,
How unpredictable
or
those patients can
unpredictable
get.
those patients
Yeah.
can get.
Yep.
This minute they're okay, and the next minute they flip.
Yes. Yes. And if it's going to take a person who understands those dynamics of those patients to be on it, because you can kind of sometimes see when they're flipping into another mindset
They're
if
gonna
you're
have a
paying
manic
attention to
episode
them
or something.
But if you're a nurse who has multiple patients, you're pulled in other areas, or another patient is distracting you, you can't pick up on those cues. So it's unpredictable at all. But I wish I knew more about that scenario to figure out how and what did he have in his possession to strangle her with. Was he actually he wasn't a purple pod.
He's in a
So
purple
those
pod,
rooms should be set up as a safety.
Yeah,
Right?
there should be no cords.
So I wonder
nothing.
what he got a hold to.
Maybe.
That he strangled her with. Did she go back there with a stethoscope? Did she, I wish I knew a little
there's not
more.
a lot of details. Everything is just alleged at this moment.
Yeah.
And so
That's so unfortunate. I did
So
not know she
unfortunate.
passed. I hate to hear
Yeah.
that. But you gotta be on your
you gotta
on
be
your
in the
game.
games.
Yep, you do.
Yep.
Okay.
So what you got going on?
Well, there's a lot of different things that we could discuss. I have a few random questions for you just to
Okay.
kind of keep it freestyle. But just from camaraderie standpoint, like with your colleagues and your friends that you've made in the workplace that you consider sometimes like family, a little bit of burnout, just a few little topics here and there that I just kind of wanted to
Okay.
touch on. When it comes to certain things, like I have a few questions. Do you think we get conditioned to tolerate more on the job? Like, how nursing school kind of teaches you, patient safety, these and these things,
Yeah.
whatever. But then the situation changes as you get experience. Then you end up with a patient who may be a frequent flyer and they know I'm going to use the bathroom on myself. Or one of your coworkers who never starts their own IVs. Like,
Yeah.
do you find we end up tolerating more than we should?
I do think so. I do think we are forced to tolerate because honestly, not where I'm working right now, but where I was working before, I tolerate a lot of stuff. Mentally, physically I was there, but mentally I was checked out. I just tolerate stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And the when you go through nursing school and like they teach you how to, like they're teaching you an assessment, an entity assessment, and then you got to do it over and over and over, and it just becomes second nature. Like you're in a work environment because you want to keep that job or you have to keep that job. It's like you mentally condition yourself to be like, you know what, I'm gonna be here, take care of these patients, make sure they're safe, make sure I do my best, make sure I'm not doing anything to put them or my license or myself at jeopardy. But everything else, I'm just going.
You just fly under
Just
the radar.
fly under the radar,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
okay, this, like you said, this one nurse, because she don't do her IV, like you would say, she never want to start an IV. She don't even try. She always trying to find somebody else to do it. These are little patterns that you are forced to accept, because if you kind of like say, everybody's so sensitive, you kind of like say, but did you try? Or everybody's sensitive and they're ready to get mad at you, they're ready to say something,
You're
and
not helping.
you're not helping,
Yeah.
and they're not realizing that you're not trying, and you asking another nurse or somebody else to help you with this, and you didn't even try. The patient could have rope
Yeah.
on their arm. You didn't even try. You're taking that person away
From their patient.
from their patient.
Yeah. I had that scenario come across over the weekend when I worked. This nurse, and you know where my assignment was, I can kind of see they worked around us because we were like rapid dispose. And she comes to me and asks me if I could start an IV, and I'm like, when I have my patients situated and they're all tucked in and together, I'll go and see what I can do. But did you try? And I tried twice. Okay, And as I go in there and talk to the patient, that wasn't the scenario. But you end up, because you care about the patient and their care, because that IV is prolonging either a diagnostic study, lab values. I don't want to be that person that's like, nope, you got to start your own IV start, because I know doggone well I could have done it. So I got up and I went and did it. But
you didn't want the patient to be punished because of them.
I didn't. And I had already went into the assessment, so I knew what was going on with her. And I was like, if I don't do it, it's going to get prolonged. They was like, call the PIC team. I'm like, she don't need the PIC team. But another thing that comes into being conditioned to tolerate the unacceptables is like not having a lunch break too, and getting off late, like those types of things. It does make you feel like you don't want to hold a grudge, but you're like, man, I'm not happy with this. I didn't even get to eat or take a break today.
Yeah.
And
that's why you have to figure out what's best for you, and you have to put yourself out there, and you have to sometimes leave that job. A lot of people get comfortable, because the job is like 15 minutes away, or because they've been there for many years and whatnot. I'm never married to nobody's job. I will quit a job in a heartbeat.
I love that for you.
I'm not married to nobody's job. As soon as I feel like I'm not myself or I'm becoming unhappy, indeed. Or other people's company. I'll be applying for a job at your job on your clock.
Okay.
Because my mental comes first.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason. Where I'm at right now, we have people who cover our lunches around the clock. There's somebody come around with a spreadsheet every day. What time you want to go have lunch? Sometimes it's the same people who do it, so they know what time you want to always go to lunch. You want to go to the lunch same time today? Yes.
They're like relief staff?
Relief staff.
How many people does it take to do that?
Not a lot.
4?
No.
Not even that much? So why can't...
It's 30 minutes in 12 hours. And I don't know, I don't count how many nurses they have there, but I just kind of mind my business. But I know they always come and relieve us for lunch. That's
beautiful.
And I don't even take my work phone when I'm going to lunch. I'll be like,
because you don't have to.
You can answer this.
Yeah.
My lunch has been uninterrupted.
I love that for you. I love that.
We don't get the 15s, because it's an emergency room.
But you get a lunch.
But you do. They try their very best to make sure that you get a lunch. Your 30 minutes uninterrupted lunch. And I'm gonna take that. At first I wasn't, because I wasn't used to it. I'm coming from an environment where you just have to go eat as you go or whatnot. But no.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Just to hear that there's actually well-ran departments is so refreshing. Let's see. Do you answer other nurses' call lights?
I do. I do, because you got to understand too, where I'm at, it's kind of fresh. I'm experiencing a whole different ball game when it comes to teamwork and staffing. We're not always fully staffed, but it's not because they're not hiring people.
Right.
It's either because people are calling out or, for different reasons. But for the most part, we always have extra staff. And the staff that I've been working with so far, everybody, it don't matter. They're going to answer the call light. Everybody answer the nurses, tech, even doctors will answer the call light. Nothing is beneath nobody. Yeah. And if it's something or they're busy or they can't attend to it, they're going to be like, I'm gonna let your nurse know, or I'm gonna let somebody know or whatnot. But they're not gonna let a patient sit there and sit on the call light and they don't know what's going on.
I wish people understood that those little things like that, those little small pieces of teamwork, it creates morale in the department that you truly feel like your team has your back.
True.
You are part of a team, that feels like a work family. But when you work in a department that the call light is going off, no one is answering it, and you pass by and you look at the time when that call light got pressed and it's 12 minutes, 17 minutes, 26 minutes sometimes. And I'm like, you can't be that busy. Nobody can stop and do this. So I find myself feeling obligated to go in there. And it's like, sometimes it's as easy as, oh, I didn't mean to press that. It fell between the bed and it got pressed, but you don't know if somebody's in distress because you ignoring, but you know what.
Yeah.
So I don't mind answering people's call lights, but sometimes I feel reluctant because I don't know what I'm walking into.
People do it for me, so I do it. It's like, it's just, you adapt to whatever you go, you see happening, you kind of like adapt to whatever everybody. So I go there, I see everybody's doing everything. So you jump in, you do everything. Somebody get an EMS in this room, you're not busy, or whatever you have doing, and that person look like they need help, you're gonna go in. You're gonna get them settled, and then
because
you go back
know
to your
that's
start.
coming back to you another kind of way.
Exactly.
It's being returned.
Yep. But so it's different. It depends on where you work for sure.
Definitely.
And I know there's not a lot of places out there and whatnot. I mean, where I work right now, it does has its demons. It has its bad days. It has a lot of the drama that other places have, but this is what we're talking about here. I don't face those issues at this point.
I love that for you, because it makes a big difference. You don't silently quit in environments like that.
No.
You don't feel like you have to fly under the radar because you want to be a team. You want to be an asset. Is there anything that would make you walk away from nursing right now?
I feel like I've never thought about that. Like, what would make me walk away from nursing right now? I can't think of anything.
Me either.
Because honestly, I worked too hard for this, and I needed this so bad.
And I
enjoy doing it. You know, so I'm like, I don't see what. I'm not a quitter.
Me either.
That's first. Yep. So I don't see what would let me walk away, just get up and say, I don't want to do this no more. Because I feel like I've faced the worst of the worst.
That's a good question for y'all. Y'all out there watching. In the comments, go ahead and feel free. If there's anything that will make you walk away from nursing, I'd like to hear your opinions on it. Yeah. Let's see. Got my little list here, y'all. You have any questions for me?
No, I'm going to let you have a break.
Okay. Was there ever a time in your career, be it from the very beginning, baby days, EMT, paramedic, all of this, all of that, was there anything or scenario, situation, call, whatever the case is, was there anything that made you question your choice to become a healthcare provider?
Yes.
I'm sure there's a few of those, huh?
I was in Pennsylvania, and you know it snows like crazy down there.
Yes.
And I was working for this ambulance company. And first of all, this call that we got, it should be an ALS call.
Okay.
Well, we were a BLS truck at the time. And I'm not a great driver.
Okay.
My partner, he had a lot more experience on me. So he should have been in the back of this truck. There was a whole shootout down there in the winter. Okay. When we got there, the snow was red with blood.
Yeah.
So we were just picking up people. I don't even know how many people got shot.
Oh my goodness.
So we just pick up, they just give us one, the cops threw in the back, we brought him in. So I don't know who did the stop the bleed on him. But as soon as I put him in the back of the truck, we decide who's going to drive or whatnot. Because I'm not driving light siren in that snow because nobody going to make it to the hospital. And they know not to put me around the steering. So he's like, okay, I guess you got this because I'm going to have to drive.
Okay.
And he said it in kind of way, be like, it wasn't a choice. 'Cause
Right.
they know I'm not a great driver. Anyway, so I went in the back of the truck. We got him settled and whatnot. His bandage was on okay. It wasn't bleeding out or whatnot. But as soon as he got on the stretcher, I only hear him coughing. There was blood coming from his mouth. And I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? Oh my God. And blood burning when I don't want that. And then I looked on the bandage. It was on his left chest and it was saturated. Like I could ring it. So anyway, I grabbed for some gauze and I take that one off. Who told me to took it off? Blood go all in the roof of the ambulance and I could see the wound. So I took my glove thumb and stuff it in the wound.
Yep.
And just sit there.
Oh my
And
Lord.
right to the hospital.
That was the day you said, what have I
and
done?
I'm like, what am I doing?
You knew what you were doing though. You included it.
No, I didn't know what I was doing. It was just, I guess, second nature to be like, let me just see if I can put my thumb in it.
Oh my God.
And I did, and it kind of stopped, and I was so scared of letting it go. I hold on to right in that spot and tell him, don't move right until we got to the ER.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my Lord.
And when I got there, everybody was like, great job, great job. No, great job right here, because I'm about to poop my pants.
Boy.
That one moment stayed with me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if I want to do this.
Oh man.
What about you?
Oh Lord. There was a few times. And I feel like I only questioned it because I was frustrated in a few different elements. Either it be my partner, the circumstance and environment that this call is happening in, or not having enough hands on my body to get it all done.
Yeah.
But no, I never really felt like, oh my God, I really don't feel like I should be, I shouldn't have done this. I've always like wanted to do that. I just like that little adrenaline thing. I like helping people, and I've had times where I'm like, oh God, I really don't like this call. But I just use those as climbing lessons of, life and how to apply it.
You know, when you talk about being a medic last week, something came back to me just now. And I mean, I love being a medic, but I didn't like being a medic on the truck. I like the ER, emergency room setting medic. I had this one very, very embarrassing scenario that happened to me while I was a medic on a truck. I was a brand new medic on the truck.
Okay.
I was nervous as hell. I don't talk loud. Like I always, especially if I don't know you, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's insecurity or shyness, but I'm not going to raise my voice. And I was on scene here in Georgia. I won't say the company I was working with. And when I tell you, I am the medic, I should be running the show and everything and whatnot. When I said an EMT from another company took over my scene, I felt so dumb.
That's okay. I've had that happen to me too.
The EMT basic took over my scene. And that's why I'm like, sometimes when you see EMT and medics and whatnot, it don't matter. It's the experience that's count, because one might have a little bit more education than one, but I feel like experience trump education a lot of time, because I was looking at that EMT and I was like, damn, he has a lot of experience. Like he really do know what he was doing, and I didn't.
Yeah.
All I had was textbook stuff,
Were you new, like fresh out?
I was fresh out.
Okay.
But I've been through training, I've been through whatever, so I feel like I should have been doing a little bit better, but I gave him his props, like that was and if you're watching, you know who you are, because I talked to you about it a couple times. You took over my scene.
You're appreciated.
You're appreciated, but that man was so smart and knew what he was doing. So
I love that. And the best part about it is you don't need anybody to beat you up. because you're going to do it to yourself. You're going to leave that call and say, what could I have done different? What do I need to be on top of so that this don't happen again? You just start self-reflecting and it becomes, I don't want this to ever happen again.
Yep, and it never did.
I know, right? That's why I say life is the best teacher, because if it bumps you, you're going to be like, I don't want that again.
Ever moving forward, every time I was on the scene and I see anybody act like they want to give orders more than me, it's what I say. You know, because you have to, I learned that you have to have that assertiveness.
Yep.
And that's what I did not have around at that time. But yeah, I mean.
And that's a great segue into my next question.
Yeah.
The next question is, what things do you feel like nurses tolerate other professions don't? Like how you could have easily had an ego trip with this EMT running your call and still mess it up. But you know how we have nurses, we have techs, we have secretaries, doctors, NPs, blah, blah, blah. What do you feel like nurses tolerate that other professions don't?
Being disrespected, being beat up, being disrespected.
Did you say disrespected?
And I'm going to keep saying disrespected because, listen.
Yeah. And it comes from patients, doctors. It comes from
all
all
around.
Of them. Yeah. Yeah, it does.
I remember one time I was still a medic working in the ED, and I think I was working triage. And I don't know what this doctor had going on. I tell this story to everybody. And I got the EKG, took it to find a doctor to sign it. I didn't find no doctor. I don't know what she had going on. And she didn't even look up at me. She just snatched the EKG out of my hand. And I'm like, and I snatched it right back from her. You know, I didn't even wait for her. She snatched it. I reach over and snatch it back and go find another doctor. And she's like, did you just snatch that from me? I said, and I did my shoulder like that, and I kept walking. She tried to tackle me in the hallway and asked me why I snatched the EKG from, and I said, because you were being disrespected. I'm doing my job. You're doing your job. We're both here trying to do this job. If you have something going on and you don't want to be here, you think I want to be here? None of us probably don't want to be here with all this craziness and whatnot. And I kept walking. Anyway, she did find me. She didn't find me. She saw me while we were leaving. And, you know, we just have a talk. And she was like, that was uncalled for and whatnot.
On your part?
No, for her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she kind of apologized?
Yeah, not really apologized, but...
was responsible for her behavior.
Responsible for her behavior.
That's fine.
She didn't apologize, but she did take accountability for it. I'm like, it's fine. It is what it is. But, you know, and I did tell her straight up that I don't disrespect people. I'm respected to everyone. And if I feel like I'm being disrespected, that's when I become disrespectful. And I feel like it's just my natural reflex.
Yeah. And you're an adult. We're both adults. Don't treat me like that. You know that same exact thing. And if you watching, you my favorite doctor now. But me and the doctor had the same thing happen. And now we are the best of friends. She's mentored me through some things. And I appreciate her, but she's just as feisty as I am. And we just kind of had a moment.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, she's cool as pie now. So I love you. But the other question, I don't want to ask that one because it's just when it comes to coworkers, do you consider them true friends, or do you just feel like you trauma bonded with some people?
I trauma bond with a lot of people.
Yeah.
It takes me a while to warm up to anyone.
Yes, it does.
And like, people will think, a lot of people come up to me and think they thought I was mean or I was, and you know, I'm Jamaican, and they have this stigma against Jamaican and being aggressive and rude and whatnot. So a lot of people don't approach me for no reason, but as soon as we start talking, they see that I'm cool and they start talking to me more. Yeah. You know, but it takes me a while to warm up to anybody whatsoever. But when I do, I go off vibe. Like, it's my first time talking to you. I see you, I feel you out, we talk and whatnot. Most of them, we trauma bond, we talk about work and whatnot. And then there's people like you I meet and we become lifelong friends. Yeah. You know, and I think I've only had 2 of that.
Okay.
And I've been here in Georgia, 7 years now?
Yeah.
Alicia, who was supposed to be here tonight. You know, but we live on two different sides of whatnot,
Yeah.
and she doing her own thing, I'm doing mine. But she was one of my close friends.
Okay.
You know, and you knew my bestie, and that's it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't.
I agree. I don't. I have a few, people that I'm like, ride or die, I got you. But then there's a few like, you can call me if you need me, and I might answer, But I feel like most of it probably is not even trauma bonding, but more because we got to be in the same place at the same time for the same amount of hours doing the same thing.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
You gotta
I'll
get
be
along with your
cordial with you.
coworkers
Yeah,
and
yeah.
be cordial and get through the day.
Yeah.
Because I think the shift is longer when you're there and like nobody's talking and there's just a lot of tension or
Yeah.
gossip or
Yeah, I can't
high
deal with
school
that.
behavior.
Yeah.
It just makes the 12 hours feels like 24.
So speaking of gossip, do you feel like it's a smart thing to trust coworkers with personal information?
No.
No, I don't.
I
either.
don't. Nobody knows nothing about me at work personally or nothing. Even if they do, they assume.
Yeah.
Because I've never talked to them.
Yep.
You know these experienced people will come up to me and ask me certain. Oh, I didn't know this, or oh, I didn't know that, and whatnot. And I'm like, how did you know that, or how did you hear that?
And who were you talking to
And who were
about
you
it?
talking
Yeah,
to?
yeah,
I neither
yeah.
confirm nor deny. But because I never talk about my
Personal
personal
things, I don't
life or
either.
personal things at work. Never.
I don't too much either. And if I do with someone, consider yourself close to me. Consider yourself a friend. But typically, I'm not the type to share personal details, and I don't want to know yours if we're not on that level. I'd rather you keep your business to yourself too.
Yeah. But some people strive on that though. Like,
Yeah.
they're like,
Oh.
as soon as they get in,
Oh.
they're gonna talk about everything that happens
Yes.
over the weekend with
Yeah.
their family or what's
Yeah.
going on with their auntie and husband and who cheating on who in the family.
And the crazy thing is, they'll tell you, and then you see them running the hall, and you may be just passing by, and they're telling that to somebody else, and you just hear the same story from the same person at least 3 times, and you're like,
And then I see your auntie come to visit you who you was just talking about.
yeah. So, we were work besties. We're still life besties, but at work we were kind of like tight. For me, I know what that felt like when you left, and I don't know what you felt like when you left. But what did that feel like for you?
I feel like I couldn't adjust. I felt out of place in everything
Same.
I do. I was one time trying to find somebody to get close with like that, and it just wasn't clicking. And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna get close to nobody at work anymore. I don't need no more work, bestie. I don't need I'm just
Yeah.
gonna come to work,
Come here,
do my job, and go home,
Yeah.
because it's too hurtful. Because say I become friends with you, and then you hear, I'm not happy, I'm gonna take another job, you're leaving me tomorrow. How you make me feel? Are you just gonna leave me?
Listen,
What about this relationship we're being? What
I
about
know, we
this-
thick and thin.
We're thick and thin. What about we doing our schedule together?
I
What about
know.
our schedule lunch break when we can? You just gonna hop and leave me?
Yeah.
No, we done build this right here. This is a relationship. You can't just say,
that's how I
"Oh,
felt when you left me.
I know."
But it's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
It really made me see how, let me see how I can put it, how I don't find myself clingy, but when I vibe out with somebody and we're there, it becomes a little bubble for me, right? So when you left, people notice, oh, I didn't even realize you were here. You quiet, like you don't talk. Me and you would socialize together at the hip. We go visit our friends together, who we talk to, whatever. But when you left, I didn't leave the department and go socialize. I kind of just,
Yeah.
I ain't really, but it is different when your bestie leaves you.
It definitely hits home. It's like a whole breakup.
Yeah.
A whole divorce.
Speaking of breakups. So when you come into a conflict with somebody like a coworker, do you just cut them off, or do you go ahead and have that difficult conversation?
I have that difficult conversation.
Okay.
You've seen me have that difficult conversation.
Yes.
Because, like I said, and I'm gonna keep saying this, and everybody who know, I'll probably check 1 or 2 people at work, and they're probably watching, because I know everybody's watching this lately. Thank you all for the support. But the 2 people I've checked, they know I was respectful about it, and they know I was telling the truth. They didn't like how I handle it, because some people don't like to be called out.
No.
You know,
They kind of want to just say what they say and get away with it.
Or they just want me to, you know, if you don't want to know, don't ask. Don't ask me my opinion or how to tell me how you feel or whatnot if you don't want to know how I'm feeling, because I want to go home and sleep
Yeah.
with nothing on my mind,
Yeah.
and I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel, and you got to decide how you take that.
I agree with that. I kind of do it case by case. It depends on who is involved in this discrepancy of life or whatever the case is. And sometimes I don't want to have a conversation about it. I just feel like it's not worth it. The relationship already wasn't that valuable. You know, we just we can part ways to protect my energy and your feelings, because I know how I can get. But if it's somebody that means something to me and I respect the dynamic we built, yeah, I'm gonna have a difficult conversation with you. And it may not be at the time the incident happened. It may be a couple of months later, because I just need that amount of time to.
I'm very impulsive. I'm probably going
You
to.
are impulsive.
I'm going to.
Sometimes I gotta be like, hold up, wait a minute.
No.
We have to talk you off the ledge. Come back.
Because I feel like if I don't do it, it's just gonna keep bothering me, and it's gonna ruin my day.
Okay.
And we just feel like we're all grown. We just have to get it out there, so we all know we're on the same page, you know. Right.
So with that being said, do you take that moment to announce your boundaries, or do you just change your behavior?
I announce my boundaries. Like I told this one, unless it's work related, let's not have anything to talk about, because I just didn't like stuff that she was talking about. You know, and don't feel like you can talk to me about that stuff, because I'm not on that page, or I don't want to talk about those stuff.
Not interested.
I'm not interested in those stuff. So don't try to shove something down my throat or act like you know me, basically.
You know, some people cannot, like, let's say it's a team effort and it's you and another person working with the provider. Some people do not know how to sit in silence and just let silence be. They feel like they have to fill those voids with conversation, and not everybody is receptive to that. I don't mind. I will literally sit and watch that trackboard and mind my business and read what I want to read. I don't need you to converse with me. I'm quite all right being quiet, but some people don't know how to do that. Quiet just makes them nervous. They feel like, oh my God, maybe she don't like me, or whatever the case is.
And some people are just hard to have conversation with too, because because I've had this happen where I've tried to have conversation with people, and because you're having a conversation, they feel like you're opening this door that allow them to say whatever they want to say. Other people, the conversation they want to have is talk about somebody. You know, I don't want to talk about nobody with you, first of all, because I don't want you to, I don't talk about people. Also, I don't want you to say, me and Will were saying. You know, because you and Will won't say nothing.
Absolutely.
So I kind of like, you know, try and pick and choose who I have conversation with. You know, I like people who I can talk about shows with at work, or you know, cases that we see last week in the ED or whatnot. Game of Thrones, House of Dragon. Those are the conversation I like.
We never could talk about that stuff. You tried to get me to watch it. I'm like, I can't do it. So, I can't. I've had certain conversations, and you know, there's always your what you call them, the door stoop people who just kind of sit on the stoop and watch everybody talk about their business. I've had a few times where particular ones will come and try to bring up some department gossip or rumors, whatever, and then want to have a conversation about it, and I stop it immediately. Hey, I'm not the one that's going to talk about this with you. Or even complaining about leadership and what decisions they make. And, oh, we got to do this now. Girl, that don't make no sense. I'm like, well, you need to go talk to them. They made the decision, not me. I don't like those kind of conversations. I'll easily say, take that, go somewhere else.
I feel like sometimes when speaking from, I'm not even going to go there, but I do feel like sometimes when leadership make certain changes or implement certain things in the department that we have to do, it is not a choice. So I feel like complaining
It won't do
about
anything.
it is not going to do anything. I feel like just do it. You know, and if it's not working, if it's something they feel that's going to work, if it's just not working, it's just not working.
Let them run their metrics to see if it's success
Exactly.
or not.
I don't want to hear
that's how
about
I
it
feel
because
too.
you're going to drain my energy talking about it, and I just going to get out of here.
And it's not a topic of interest for me.
It's not a topic of
at
interest
all.
for me.
I come here to do a job.
Do a job. Go home.
Are there certain things that you feel like you've reached an age where you just don't have to explain things to people? What would some of those things be that you feel like I ain't got to explain it to you?
Rumors about me.
Yeah.
I don't clear them up. I don't explain myself. I just and keep it moving. And it's not that I don't care. I just don't have the energy, you know. And sometimes it may go in my head, click in my head, and be like, I wonder where did that come from. But then you have to train yourself. You know how you study? You can train your brain to do a lot of stuff, you know, right? So I've been practicing this and it's been working. Like I've just been training myself to like not let certain things bother me. So as soon as that thought would pop up and be like, I wonder how they hear that or where did they get that from? I just trained myself to be like, it don't matter. Let it go. It don't matter.
Because you can't control it.
Let it go because you
anyway.
can't control it. Because if it's not this today, it's gonna be something else tomorrow.
Say it again.
If it's not this today, it's going to be something else tomorrow.
Oh my
Are you going to
goodness.
worry about or be depressed about and whatnot? First of all, I know I didn't have any conversation with nobody. So it's not like I'm walking around here telling people anything about me or my personal life. So
For it to get repeated.
for it to be repeated, then because if I was going down the hallway and telling Dick, Tom, and Harry, I'd be like, I wonder if it's Dick, Tom, or Harry says something. No, I didn't have that conversation with anyone, so I'm going to let it go. So it's okay.
Yeah.
We'll be all right. So I'm at that age where I don't explain myself and I don't clear up rumors about me.
Same.
Yeah, I don't.
My thing, I feel like I'm not going to explain is my silence. I'm not going to explain my silence. If I'm at my desk, well, why are you so quiet? I just am. I don't want to have to explain to you why I'm quiet because it's probably going to be because I don't really want to talk. And then if I say it that way, then you may take offense to
That
it.
they
So
don't want to talk to you.
I
and
just
it's
say,
not
I'm
always
good,
the
you know,
case.
I'm just focused. I just try to come up with an excuse, but I don't feel like I need to explain my silence.
Work is work, and people need to understand that even though you are present at work, sometimes you really can have something else going on. You are functionable enough to be at work, to do your job and get it done correctly.
Yeah.
But in the back of your head, you may have other stuff dealing with that you're trying to wrap your head around, and it just makes you, have some inner thoughts where you want to be silent because you don't want to talk to nobody about
Yeah.
it. It's just something that you have
may
to
have a
work out
challenge
without
you're
you.
trying to get through.
Exactly. So being quiet, I feel like people need to respect that
I do too.
and leave you alone. You'll come back around.
Yeah.
And now is not the time.
Yeah.
Take a hint, but some
Yeah.
people don't know how to take that.
They don't. Could you remain friends with someone who does not support your growth?
No, I cannot remain friends, especially at this stage where I'm at in my life right now. Like if I have goals and ambition and I'm trying very hard to work towards them, and if you're a person in my inner circle and you know about these goals and the stuff I want to do and get done at a certain time, if you're not, you don't have to jump on the bandwagon
Right.
or whatnot. You know what I mean? You're not everybody's gonna get excited about everything you want to do, you know. But if you want to be like, that don't make no sense, or that's a waste of time or whatnot, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna have to tell you to move to the
Our
left, to the
conversation's
left,
gonna
you
get real
know, go
light.
to the left, you know,
Yeah.
because right now you're becoming a distraction, and you're trying to put thoughts in my head that I don't want to have. I want people to be like, go do it.
Yep. Yep.
Nothing beats a trier but a failure, you know. So I'm all for that, but I can't remain friends. I'm gonna have to cut you off, and I drop people like bad habit these days.
Yeah, I feel like some friendship dynamics have changed in some of my circles, and it's okay. I don't feel like I necessarily need to cut them off. I just watch how they move now, and
They're
it's
gonna
like,
cut themselves off though.
that's it. That's it. You just let time do its thing, and you just say, you know,
Yeah.
I didn't like that, but I'm gonna let you just fade out
Yeah.
on your own, and that's what tends to happen. But you know, I was talking. Who was I talking to? Oh, me and Crow Marty. We were talking, and we were saying how when you're building
was
your
that call? 2
oh,
hours?
gosh. I looked at the time when we hung up. It was at least an hour.
James will
Oh,
talk you to
Crow Marty.
dead.
You know your nickname, long story short. No, short story long. Short story long.
when you approach Kamardi and he said, "Hey, I got
Real
something
quick.
I gotta tell you
He
real
started
quick,"
off with the real quick.
and then you gotta be like, "Give me the short version."
The very short
and
version.
the short version is still long.
Oh my goodness. I love him though. But he called and we were just talking about the personal growth that nursing school brings to your life. You're not the same person from the day one to graduation day. There's no way you can go through nursing school and come out the same person.
Never.
Right? And when I started my nursing school journey, that's when we had a couple of medics that were going through it too. And as they going through it, I was looking at them like, man, why they acting different? They acting funny. They acting different because they're in nursing school. Being in that journey now, and I look back at their behavior, it was exactly my same journey. I found myself not being able to talk to some of my peers, like some of the medics that were with us, our group of medics. As I'm going through nursing school, some of the conversations that we used to have, I found I couldn't have those anymore because I'm like, I'm not even on that level right now. I'm so focused on trying to learn this material that I can't waste time with this. So it doesn't make me feel like, oh, I think I'm too much, but it makes you change. By the time you graduate nursing school, you're like, I am not the same person I was when I started.
Change. Nursing school forces
It
you
does.
to change. For one, you got to have discipline. You have to have discipline in nursing school. Ain't no way. I used to say, oh, I don't know why y'all big writing down on calendar and all of that, because I was never for that. I was kind of wing guy, and I remember everything and whatnot. Man, I be printing out May, June, July, everything calendar off the internet, and I have to be handwriting my work schedule, my clinical schedule, my test date, and everything. And I have to tape it on the wall. If I don't do that, I'm gonna miss something.
Listen, I had 4 dry erase boards. 4 of them.
4 is crazy.
That is crazy because I had to use one of them to write my assignments and the due dates. The other one was to remind me I have a clinical, I changed my shift to have to do this or whatever the case was. Then you got capstone coming in there. Capstone is its own schedule. You got due dates with that. Man, and then, just little pick up milk. Don't forget to get coffee. Don't forget my little grocery list. Like I had reminders. I have 4 dry erase boards.
Pay bills.
Yeah, when I first started nursing school, there was a few bills I did forget to pay. I was like, you know what, we're gonna have to shift all this on auto pay and just put it on some bigger cards or something. But yeah, you have to try to make things functionable on an automatic thing, so you don't have to think about it. Because I found those little tasks were not where my mind was. I forget to do all kind of personal things because I'm like focused on school.
Yep.
Yeah. So you remember when we posted that 30-second clip of why new grads are quitting? Some of the comments in here, we can talk about some of those.
Yeah.
Some of the people had some responses. So
Okay.
let's talk about one of them who brings up generational changes. How about that?
Yep.
This one is saying this generation, because they have their phones in their hands all the time, they lose the ability to have that person-to-person interaction.
Yeah.
Which I think does have a little bit to play with it. They don't know how to handle people.
I can see that.
It's like going from an introvert and putting them into a party. They need to build up to those skills, which I do believe. And then they also mentioned that some of them should have a year at least experience before they start going into nursing school.
And a CNA license,
Yeah.
I saw that one.
Yeah.
But most nursing school, even if you don't have the ones that I try to apply to anyway, they are wanting you to have a CNA license. So like when you go through that first semester, I think you can take the CNA test. I didn't have to,
I
but
didn't either. Yeah.
because I'm a medic, so
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of on their website it say if you're gonna do the traditional program, I did the bridge, you have to have a CNA license, or you
Okay.
have to get it before you move on to certain
Yeah,
semesters.
yeah.
So a lot of these nursing schools, they do want you to become a
Yeah.
CNA. I'm not sure about the 1 year experience part.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like that's a good tool to have. Like anybody who's going to, and I think we talk about this on an episode too. Like anyone who's planning to go to nursing school, I do think they need to go to have at least a CNA license or work as a CNA or PCT, because that gives them that puts you ahead a lot. Like,
Yeah. You remember when we were in, for when I went through medic school, we had to do treatment on each other. We were mock patients, mock scenarios, nothing but mock scenarios. And all throughout nursing school, we dealt with mannequins. And that's great, but that mannequin's not talking to you. So maybe if some of these nursing schools would kind of create that learning scenario where your student is the patient and they can have a dialogue, whether it be a cooperative patient, a non-compliant patient.
we used to do a whole lot of mocks.
Yeah, so they need to implement those things in nursing school, I think, because I don't think we've done that not one time.
My medic clinicals was more intense than my nursing,
Oh yeah.
because we used to have so many mock codes and so many mock scenarios where
Yes.
I could still hear my instructor standing over me doing CPR. Your patient is gonna die. Your patient is gonna die. Like, you know what I mean? Nursing school was not like that.
No.
We didn't do a whole lot of, we did mannequins, but we didn't do a whole lot of mannequins because it's different for you, because I did the bridge. So mine was just quick,
Okay.
but most of my clinical experience was what I had before and what the hours of rotation
yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
And it was real patience,
Okay.
but I wouldn't know the experience for clinicals for someone who has no clinical experience. I don't know how they will go through that. I've never seen or witnessed anyone personally
I did.
go through it. I never had to struggle to start an IV on nursing clinicals. I never struggled to do blood pressure or give any medicine on nursing clinicals. It was second nature to me by the time I get to nursing school.
Okay.
So even if they didn't have mannequins or I didn't have to practice on anyone, it wouldn't matter to me because
You already did it
I
in
already
person.
did all of that, and I was
Okay.
doing that. Remember, I was already working in the ED as a nurse extender. So for me, I don't know what that
I get you.
experience was. I never had to live it.
I had to share in it with some of my classmates because some of them this was their first college experience from school. I had a wide range of ages to deal with, and some of these kids were like 21, 22. So when we had our hands-on classes, because I remember one of the preceptors asked me to take a bunch of them and help them with IVs, help them with certain things that, we did in school. But even in clinical, some of those classmates had never even given a Tylenol to a patient.
I got it.
So
So you were there to witness that. I
Yes.
wasn't, because
Okay.
everyone in my program
was bridging from
was
something.
bridging from either LPN or medic. It
Yep.
was a LPN paramedic bridge program, so we all have
Yeah.
already
So y'all didn't have to
experienced-
spend a lot of time on that stuff.
So
But I think if somebody is going through something from scratch and that's their first learning experience, they need to create some dialogue scenarios, mock scenarios like they did. I think that would help out a lot.
yeah.
Another comment was they need to find their ways to teaching hospitals and universities. Learn how to create their own culture and help someone, like create like a buddy system at work where maybe they partner up with a stronger nurse. And I really think that if it's a new grad, they should be outside of orientation, because you have your orientation phase, but then you have your time where you're on your own. I think that they should always put those nurses next to a strong nurse, and it's understood that that strong nurse has to kind of baby watch this nurse, because although you got them next to a strong nurse, if you don't communicate that's the dynamic y'all are dealing
It's
with,
not-
that strong nurse may say, I'm not responsible for her.
It's not like
And that's
that.
unfortunate, I know.
Because once you're off orientation and your preceptor sign you off, I feel like a preceptor, if I'm precepting someone, I'm going to be honest. If I feel like you're not ready, you're not ready. I don't care if we became close over the 12 weeks or whatnot, because I'm doing you a favor. I'm trying to protect you. I know you want to get off orientation and go do this overtime and be on your own independently.
It's
But
not
if you're
safe.
not ready, you're just not safe, you know. So on the preceptor part, I feel like that's that part. When it comes to the new grad part, I feel like you said, ask more questions when you're on your own, because once your preceptor sign you off, you're a whole nurse now. They don't care how many experience you have, how long you've been a nurse. You get in the same assignment that Nightingale nurse is getting next door. You are the same thing now, you know. So you are a whole nurse. So you gotta ask questions, slow down, and think about protecting your license and not wanting to hurt anyone. Like, nobody gonna look at you like you're dumb. Nobody gonna think you're stupid. You're new, act new, you know. So that's just it.
And as just come with some thoughts that you're gonna have to have some thick skin too, because it may not even come from your coworker. It may come from the patient
Yeah.
putting you in your place, talking about you don't know nothing and they want another nurse. So
Yeah.
you just have to have thick skin
I've
and know
seen
how to
that.
navigate through those scenarios.
Or joke about, like,
You're like, yeah. All right. So we're growing this podcast. This podcast is growing.
yep. We're on Apple. You can listen to us on Apple. You can listen to us on Spotify. And tell them about the website, Donna.
Oh, we have a website now. It's www.talkyourshiftpodcast.com. We give you the opportunity to tell us your shift stories, and it's anonymous. You don't have to-
Completely anonymous.
completely. We won't blast you out. But you can also submit questions if you want us to cover any kind of topics. Give us input, but we like shift stories mostly. We just kind of add them into the little show.
And we'll be able to talk about your shift here. Like, you go to the website, you click on your shift story. It's completely anonymous. You just tell us, type your shift story. You don't have to put no names. Remember not to violate HIPAA. We don't need email, phone number, or anything. You literally just type in the box, hit submit. We don't know who it's coming from, and we'll be able to talk about it here on here anonymously.
Yes.
Okay? Once again, thanks for joining us for another episode. My name is Will.
I am Donna.
Please remember to like
Subscribe
and then share. See you next time.